Hello, guys, and welcome to Quickies. Today, we are going to be talking about our favorite books because Karma is on, and she has a book YouTube channel that I don't remember the name of. So,
Brews and Bindings. Oh God, I need to adjust this. My double chin's coming out. Okay, yeah, Brews and Bindings.
So I think Karma is going to kick us off with favorite books.
Oh God. It's not a specific book, but it's a book series. I need to stop. I'm messing with shit. It's called the what is it called now? The Lunar Chronicles. There it is. It's literally each character is based off a bit different Disney character. So the first one's Cinderella, but instead of her being like Cinderella and loses her shoe, she loses her cyborg foot. Like she's a cyborg. Turns out she's this long lost space princess. This is set in like 2092. And like the Scarlet Fever's coming back and it's killing everybody. Yeah, it's I love that series, man. So, yeah, that's my favorite book. I have a couple other ones, but I got to think of them off the top of my head though.
Cyborgs are pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I had. I would love a robot arm.
Just Bucky Barnes, just take off your arm.
I've thought about.
Would you have
I've thought about
different
losing
ones
my
you could
arm.
take off and put different ones on?
I would have stickers that I could, like magnetic stickers you could take off,
There you
like
go.
so you could customize the arm. It's like tattoos, but
lit.
for your robot arm.
Right.
That would be sick. Hey, if I ever decide I don't want my sleeve anymore, I'll cut my arm off
There you go.
and get a prosthetic.
There
You
are
have a
people
favorite-
that do that though.
Yeah, see?
Like
Prosthetic arm.
it's some sort of mental disorder that people like have like literally want to either blind themselves or like cut off their arm and make themselves disabled in some way.
Well, I just want the arm.
You're just like, I just want the arm.
Do it for fun.
Like just for funsies.
Yeah, I just want a cool arm. Do you have a favorite book? Yeah.
Dylan's like, I'm stalling.
Fahrenheit 451.
I have not read that one yet. I
I
want to
read
read
that
it
in
though.
high school.
Same.
Yeah.
We weren't cool enough to read Fahrenheit 451 in school. We read Catcher in the Rye. Not Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird.
I read I read To Kill a Mockingbird. I have never read Catcher in the Rye.
I haven't read that one either. That was also a banned book. But do you know how awkward it is to sit there and listen to them like read like the audio read the book while you read along and have them just throw the N-word out just completely no chill.
Yeah.
I'm like, we are sitting in a room full of white kids and here's this audio guy just throwing the N-word around. I'm like, oh my God.
It is crazy that that's just in that book.
Yeah. It's just in there.
Yeah. Also, the sequel to, or prequel to Kill a Mockingbird is not very good.
I didn't even know there was a sequel or prequel
Yeah,
or
it
whatever
came
it
out
is.
like a few years ago. I don't remember the name of it. I don't think she released it. I think like her estate did. She might have died. I might be throwing around with misinformation.
Well, that's kind of like the V.R. Andrews or whoever read the Flowers in the Attic or wrote the Flowers in the Attic series.
Mm-hmm.
She's dead. Like she's been dead since like the 90s. And the new books that are coming out are wrote by her like nephew under her name. So like her estate still keeps her name. So
Yeah, it's Harper Lee that wrote the book.
Harper Lee, yeah.
And what's the name of her other book? Oh, she died in 2016. I was right about it. 2015 is when the other book released, so I guess it wasn't
she
after
wrote
she
it and
died. Ghost Set a Watchman. I guess it has a lot to do with the dad from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay.
And I guess he's an awful person in it. And people were very upset about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic, but speaking of people dying and stuff like that, did you know? And we talked about this on OK Morning Show. If he's ever posted that episode, it was supposed to be last Friday's episode. Anne Rice or Anne Perry, the author. She's a murderer, a convicted murderer, and
Does
like
she write books about murder? 'Cause
yeah, she really does.
gives her credibility.
Like Victorian age level murder. Like she got super obsessed with her best friend, and they killed her best friend's mom because they weren't allowed to be together anymore. Genuinely, it was weird. They only got 5 years in prison though.
That's pretty sick, though.
Yeah.
Anne Rice had a really cool house.
I don't think I've ever seen Anne Rice's house.
Anne Rice's house is pretty sick. It has like a very gothic vibe to it.
She's the one that wrote all the vampire books, right?
Yeah. I read the first two. I own, I think, all of them. And I don't know why I own all of them. It's like I read the first one and bought the entire series.
I'm that way, though.
Yeah.
Just ask
So I
Eric.
think I own all of the books. But I really liked Interview with the Vampire. It was just so good.
I need
My
to.
sister likes that.
I need to read
Yeah.
that, and I also need to read Queen of the Damned. And I had Queen of the Damned, but then I ended up selling it.
I have
So
Queen
mad
of
at
the
myself.
Damned.
I
Oh,
love.
look
I
at that.
love that movie.
I
You gonna
guess
talk
I
about
can
your
do my
favorite books?
book.
Yeah.
So my favorite book is Horns by Joe Hill, I think, which was
Okay.
adapted into a movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
But the book is a lot better than the movie. Joe Hill, Stephen King's son.
Mhm.
He goes by the name Joe Hill because he didn't want to become famous for being Stephen King's son, but it's Stephen King's son.
He wrote Heart-Shaped Box.
Heart-Shaped Box is so good.
I haven't read it yet. It's on my
It
shelf,
is.
though.
Messed up.
Is
like
it?
I had to set it down for a minute because it's like, do I really want to read this? It gets dark. Like Heart-Shaped Box gets really dark. But I think Joe Hill's a little bit better at dialogue than his dad is.
His dad's more at setting the tone of the story, like
Yeah.
setting the atmosphere and stuff like that. But I haven't read any of Joe Hill's books, though.
Yeah.
So
Stephen King is better at short stories.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen King's short stories are insanely good. But I think Joe Hill writes better dialogue.
Oh, speaking of Stephen King, they're re-releasing his older books like Carrie and Pet Cemetery, but with VHS covers.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
And they're all like sprayed edges and stuff.
I love Stephen King.
I love the movies. I have Sleeping Beauties and Fairy Tale, but those are the only two books I have by
I
him.
haven't finished Fairy Tale yet. I bought the book because it looks awesome too.
Yeah, it's got like this dragon eye on the
Yeah.
top.
And then I downloaded the audio book and listened to half of it. I don't know what's going on with me. But the audio book, that first half was amazing. That's what
Can't
matters,
get
I
through the
guess.
other half.
I just don't know what happened. I just stopped listening to it. I enjoyed it. I don't know. We'll figure it out one day.
I don't know where we're at time wise. We can go another round real quick if we got another. You want to go this time? You have another favorite?
I don't know, man.
You got another favorite?
So there's a manga book
Oh God.
series,
Okay.
I think named Penguin and House. I put it up on my phone before we started recording.
I've only read one manga in my entire life.
So I have read, I guess, two now because I just bought one. Yeah, Penguin and House. It's this. It has this little penguin guy.
I thought that was a dick.
No, it's a little penguin guy. And the penguin cooks and cleans and famously makes pancakes a lot. And I love this series. This is so good. I love the little penguin. I don't think he's a penguin. They meet a penguin in the book, in one of the books, and they look completely different from one another. I think this might be like an eldritch creature. And he just hasn't
takes that
disclosed
persona.
it to the human. The human just assumes he's a penguin. But God, is it good.
Is it like To Give a Mouse a Cookie?
I don't know.
Have you never read those series?
I don't think so.
It's like if you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna ask for a glass of milk, and when you give him a glass of milk, he's gonna want want to go in bed. And then if you put him in bed, he's gonna want a bedtime story. Like it just pulls on about how demanding this mouse is.
No, I don't. I think it might be the opposite.
Okay.
The penguin, for some reason, is taking care of this grown man.
He's a caregiver.
I think he does his taxes in one of the books.
Can you
I
just
don't-
imagine?
I don't understand what's going on with the books, but they are so good.
Can you just imagine a penguin
Yeah.
just time to do taxes?
I love penguins. It's my favorite animal. And it is so cool to see this little penguin. Him making pancakes, best part of any book I've ever read. Best part of any
All
of
I
them.
can just in my head as soon as you said that is Jake from Adventure Time making bacon pancakes.
Right.
That's all I can think of.
They call him Pinchon.
Penchon.
Because pen for penguin. And then the guy's name is House. I think. I don't
So is
think
he
they-
Dr. House?
I don't know what's going on with
What's-
the man himself. Like, the
And why
penguin-
can he not take care of
The
himself?
book is mostly about the penguin just taking care of this man.
What's the movie where the guy has a penguin living in his house and he makes it freezing and he has a son?
Mr. Papa's Penguins.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Yeah,
that
he has
movie's
3
fire.
penguins. Isn't that
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. It was right there.
That is such a good movie. That is such a good movie.
I like how you did light and fluffy, and I'm about to turn it down real quick. Next favorite book is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter.
Never heard of it.
It is a fucked book. Literally, this woman is married to a guy, and he gets robbed or killed at gunpoint in an alley. And turns out he was perpetrating snuff films, Red Room snuff level films. And she finds it in their house. And she goes on this big whole journey. Turns out his dad killed their sister because it's her and her sister that go on this big old trek. And their sister was missing for 15 years. Turns out his dad murdered it. And he wanted to get closer and fuck with people's heads. So he married the girl that his dad killed or whatever.
No, that is a little bit darker.
It is a fucked up story. Turns out they threw her body in the well out behind this house and stuff. Yeah.
That's the last
and they were
place
drinking
people
that.
I don't think it was connected to the house. I think it was the old fashioned. You had to crank
Right,
up buckets of
right.
water. But
Yeah.
We had one of those wells when I
mean,
was growing up.
I could lighten it up a little bit with Captain Underpants.
Ooh,
you ever read those books?
Captain Underpants is good.
I
got
did
a
Captain
good bit of
Underpants.
those books.
I can say I read one Captain Underpants book, but I was more of a Dork Diaries girl growing up,
Yeah,
and that's
I had
the
those
girl
too.
version of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
yeah. I was about to say. I think I read one of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books.
And then they went and made him movies and ruined it. So
Right.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Captain Underpants.
that's true.
Yeah. Now they have newer shows of the same thing.
Goosebumps was pretty fire.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps was really good. I will say the show for Goosebumps, the intro was better than most episodes.
I know.
The intro was the best part of the episode, and I don't understand that. But God, Goosebumps was really good.
Yeah, Goosebumps was good. It gives me Tales from the Crypt Keeper vibes, but less gory.
Yeah. I was going to say the last one, a Stephen King book when he wrote under Richard Bachman, Thinner, is an incredible book.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had a pen name.
Yeah, Richard Bachman was a weird time because some of the Richard Bachman books are better than most Stephen King books. But Thinner was incredible. It's about a man who gets cursed by a... I don't think we're supposed to call them this. It was a gypsy in the book. That's what they call the person throughout the book. But I don't think we really use
What
the
do we
term
call
gypsy
them
anymore.
now?
I think we just call them Momani, but that doesn't always work because they're not always from that area, so I don't know.
Yeah,
There
I
has
don't
to be
know.
a name for them now.
I'm sorry if I'm going to get canceled for that. I'm not up with the dates with the times.
We
so-
might still call them gypsies. It's just you might have to use it in certain context.
Mm.
This person was a gypsy, and she caused him. And it
Oh,
is
she's
such a
like
good book.
Scooby Doo. What's that Scooby Doo movie where they got the one living it the witch in the caravan? I can't
I don't
remember.
know. You're describing the character from Thinner, though. That is exact.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
it's from
She
Scooby
lives in a
Doo.
caravan. Yeah. It's
Oh no,
insane.
I'm confusing two of them. I'm thinking of the ones where the people turn into the werecats
Oh. Yeah, this
and
was
something else.
this was really good. I loved this book, but
I might have to read that. Sounds interesting.
yeah. That used to be my favorite book before Horns. It's not as good as the Penguin books, but it's up there.
He's like penguins, horns,
Well, the Penguin book, just I'm smiling the entire time.
kicking your feet.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very
Make your
often.
cheeks hurt.
Yeah, it's a good book series.
Sorry
Okay.
if you hear noise behind the camera. We have children.
I don't.
There are children in our presence.
There are children in this room.
And none of
I'm
them
not
are yours.
associated with any
And
of them.
he's all just associated with them just by knowing that they're there. They're just there.
I can see them.
You see
I
dead
know
people?
a couple of their names.
Sometimes.
I see dead people sometimes too.
Okay, I think that was it for this video. So that was our favorite books. Comment below what your favorite book is. Let us know if you've read the Penguin book. And like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff. You know how this works. But until next time,
Self-shameless
guys,
plug. Check out Brews and Bindings if
Oh,
you want
yes.
more book recommendations.
Bruise and Binding. She
Yes.
talks about books.
Yes, that is me.
Thanks
All
for
right.
watching.
Bye.